highly evolved and very intelligent. If you get this book and read it on the first page, guess what it says? It says Lincoln. Is that a coincidence I'm in Lincoln County, right by the train tracks? I think he might have come through here. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it was a plan. It's Lincoln said, study the Constitution! Exclamation point. Let it be preached from the pulpit, proclaimed in legislatures, and enforced in courts of justice. I'm so happy to read that first thing. First thing this morning. It's early in the morning. One thing I love. Being in tune with the times at 1:05 a.m. A.m. is where it's at. That's when I am. 1 a.m. That's like I am. That's Roman numeral 1. Roman numeral 1 is 1 a.m. It's a good time to be up and alive today. And 2:21. We're in the new cycle. So now it's time for us to get through with our lessons from a couple days ago when I started. Because it's not posted yet, letting you know. But people are receiving those packages I sent out. We're going to get to some of the other things that were in it. I need to show you a couple things. This is another one of my holy books. This is written by Sheriff Mack. He is a highly evolved, holy man. The sheriff's is a holy office. It's a holy office. But you have to have somebody that can administrate and can act with prudence and a forethought. That means he thinks ahead and he thinks about what happened. It's a two-way thought. Okay? We got two sideways ones too, because that's people involved. That's the sideways part of it. You need to get this book. You need to take care of your people in your own neighborhood. Y'all have a sheriff. Everybody does. If you're going to be kings and queens on your own land, you need to start acting like one. Because the sheriff worked for the kings and queens. Over here, we the people. We're the kings and queens. Start acting like it. Come on. It's time for you to get with it. Okay, so today, keep in mind, you need this Citizens Rulebook. Let me tell you where you can get it. Because you all need to order them. And you need to order about 100 of them when you order them. Order about 100 so you can walk around and give them to people. You need to do your neighborhood. Come on, this is Neighborhood Watch. Watch over your own neighborhood. Okay, here it is. Witten Printers. That's W-H-I-T-T-N. That's a holy name. Printers. And the address is 1001, love that number already, South 5th Street. Oh, end of the 5th day. It's a holy address. Phoenix, Arizona, 85004. You need this book. Now, if you didn't get that address, you're going to have to stop it, rewind, because I'm not going to say it again. I'll do that when I leave a message, but not when I'm making a movie. Now, it's just kind of funny that the guy who's got Sheriff Mack's back, he's in Phoenix. Sheriff Arpaio, I love him. I can't wait to meet him. I'm going to shake his hand. Proud of these men. These men, they deserve to have my purple flower heart. I will make them special gifts That's what Wilkes means. The real meaning of Wilkes is gifts. We like to give them. We like to give. We don't like to have to think about price tags. But the Lord had to humble us. So we had to be, of the common people. But the Lord wanted you to know that the common people are now the wealthy people. We're now able to be the kings and queens because we have all the ancestors. You just have to start realizing it. I hope you do. I hope you do. Okay, so now we're going to go. I'm going to show you a couple things. First of all, one thing that I do is I take very good care of my documents. There's a couple missing right now. I don't know where they're hidden. The ancestors will do that. They tell me I always have what I need. So if I can't find something, usually if I'm on the hunt, it's because they want me to find something else. It happens to you too. You just start paying attention. Anyway, this is my purple folder. I love purples. My favorite color. It's royal. What else? These are my private papers. Probably backwards too, but I don't know. I'm not going to get into that part. But in here, see, I have my power documents. The ones that I had prepared. And the Lord helped with this too, because there was always a need or a necessity for me to establish some fact that was in existence at that time. That's important. I had to make a case for God and the goddess and all the people that didn't get a chance to tell their side. A lot of them were burned at the stake. Not fair. Wasn't fair, but did you think they weren't going to have somebody come back and fix it? We gonna fix it. Sacred contract. So in here, I already have, I have some of my favorite treaties that are valid, still valid. These are handy little documents. It's all available on the internet. All you gotta do is search for the right things. If you don't know exactly what word to use when you're wanting to find something, ask ancestors up here in your head. Ask them to help you and they'll give you the right word. You'll be amazed at what you find. Internet's very spiritual. That's why I'm enjoying this so much. And then what I have in here is, another thing is, this is a power of attorney that I was really fortunate to get, because it happened right before my daddy had his accident and broke his kneecap. It was amazing. This was just like not even a month before the accident. And this document, I want you to see this. It's recorded. And guess where the notary came from? Wells Fargo. Oh, then they changed the rules after that. It's funny how things follow me around. So I have this. But I also have, when I have my parents' trust, that's very important that you follow the wishes of a person's last request. So you don't want to violate that. My ancestors, some of them left curses. People didn't think that was real. But when people broke in and stole artifacts, well, they kind of created some diseases. Yeah, that's why you had all those problems with all those plagues. Somebody was probably ripping off one of my ancestors. Guarantee you. Because the rats will bring it to you. See, you don't understand how nature responds. It's all according to your behavior and your aptitude with your altitude of where your mind's at. Gotta figure it out. Then I also have, because I took care of my daddy for 6.5 years, my brother and my sisters all gave me daddy's share, or their shares, of the estate of my parents that my daddy inherited. And these were all their affidavits. Well, I have certification trust too. You need to get those things. It's good to make everything, legal. And I'll tell you the most important part about having things notarized and stamped is the date and the time. Oh, by the way, I formed the Article 1, Section 10 Juror Society with about 5 other people. It just so happens that our notary is a descendant of one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. And I don't even know if he knows that. But he writes the time down that it's signed. Yeah, and puts it in his notary book. See, that's when you know you have a good notary, one that keeps really good records. That's what I like. People that keep their paperwork together. You know what a problem it is for attorneys and lawyers, because there's a difference. Sometimes I call them attorneys because they act like one. Sometimes I call them a lawyer because they act like a lawyer. I really like lawyers best. Look them up in the phone book. You won't find but a couple lawyers, but you'll find a whole lot of attorneys. But I don't want to knock them because there's some very good attorneys out there. But you walk in and you have a problem and you plop down all this paperwork in front of them. Guess what they have to do? They have to put it in order. And they start with the first thing that happened. That's on the bottom. So that when you open up your file, you got what you need to finish up right on top. So it's a good idea. You can start doing this. You need to be your own lawyer. See, the whole point is to become self-governing. That's when you're making the right choices and you have perfect practice. It starts here. Citizens Rulebook. Didn't you think you had some responsibility being part of we the people? You gotta take responsibility for your actions, honey. But we do it with the spirit of 76 because we want to help our brothers and our sisters. And we want to get our grandma and grandpa's gold and silver back. That's important. You have to have an honest transaction to have honest government. Nobody can be honest about anything because we got all that paper. We have to solve the paper problem. And I already have it solved. I have thought about everyone. And have a way out for everybody, and we have a way to coordinate how we can best effectively make the transfers. Because it's going to be a big job. You can help by getting your genealogy together and going and doing some searches. You need to check out my website, Art One, the Miracle One now, sec10.org. Sorry, I can't get into it and change anything around on it because I don't have time, not on the internet right now. But, click on the truth. My favorite. Click on the truth. It'll take you back to my old site. All maps and treaties. And not all of them, but what I feel is important. What the Lord led me to put on that website. Everything I do is for God. And you, the people. Okay, so I have my certification of trust. And then I have each one of my family members. And it's kind of interesting, the dates and the names of the notaries. It all means something to me. It doesn't mean anything to you because it didn't happen to you. It happens to me. See, they all gave me their share. And they also did something a little extra. They put my name everywhere in the documents where their name appeared. Which means I am the sole beneficiary. No, I would never take anything that didn't rightfully belong to me. But, see, I was the last one in the wills, in the trust. I was the last one to have any power whatsoever. And guess what? I ended up being the only one. And oh, don't worry, I'll take care of my family. They're number one in my book. You know I'm gonna take care of my family. Don't you want to be in my family? Everybody in my family's gonna get taken care of. Military, all the hospitals, doctors, everybody. Everybody. Because nobody else has my bloodline. Or my knowledge. Especially about the law. Because that's all God had me study. And the code. I love the Internal Revenue Code. I used to carry it around with me. So I have that. Now also in here, you know, I get these little things in the mail. Head prosecutors with a powerful 1-2 punch. See, you don't realize how much information you get just off reading this. I always glean out 1 or 2 things. I follow up on it. That's the important part. You have to follow up and follow through. A lot of you just leave everything hanging. I know, because I did it myself. Sometimes I couldn't get to it. Well, that's the time that you need to sit and look. Now I want to tell you what I did. Some people would think it's a stroke of genius, but you know, I like to play chess. But sometimes it's a little too boring to sit down at a board, so I like to play it in public with people that don't know I'm playing chess with. It's fun. It's a lot more fun to make up your own games. It's just, I don't hurt anybody. I love everybody. So I have this little notice and demand now that I went and I recorded it with the county recorder who has taken an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America. And guess what? Kinda interesting that her last name, well, her ancestors, I think they were attorneys. They're on Lewis Craig's will. He's my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. He's in this book on page 15. Patrick Henry first spoke at his trial. Give me liberty or give me death. Who's Craig? That's where you got your information, was from the preachers. And see, Lincoln's trying to tell you that from the grave. These people put all these things in this book so you could understand the meaning of liberty. You think you're free? You're not free. You're a prisoner of your own mind. I can tell by the way you do your business. You're all participating with fraud. People dying over there. It's ridiculous. I'm praying that y'all wake up so we can stop this killing stuff. Now anyway, this notice and demand. Because the paperwork that I'm going to show you that's in the packages, this stuff here is my private paperwork. It's not in your packages, but I made this one public. You can get a copy of it if you want to figure out how to do things. Just get copies of my stuff. It works. See, when you record something with the county recorder, it goes straight to the IRS. I love them. I really do. I love them. You know, I really like the really high up agents because they have a better understanding of the Internal Revenue Code. So you have to reach a certain level to understand it. And not very many of them have reached that level, because the rest of them just have to do whatever needs to be done. You know, kind of like box boy, bag boy, whatever. They got your back. Anyway, notice and demand. Now, let me tell you what it is. It is a notice and demand. This is a notice and demand. And what I did is actually the best idea in the world. And I didn't think up the original parts of this. No, people helped me along the way. There's people on the internet that have a lot of good information. David Merrill. Oh, what a master he is. I'd love to meet him sometime. I like his voice. Oh, he's in Colorado. Oh, I love Colorado. Anyway, this is my notice and demand now. I had to add a few things because I know a few things he doesn't know. So I like my documents to be my documents. But you also sometimes have to look up a form. Bender's forms. Those are a good idea. Check that out. There's a lot of good tips. It was always my dream to have a state citizens law library for the citizens where we could all get together. We used to do that in Clark County. You know, the old law library. They used to let us come in and give classes in there. I used to teach classes in the second grade classroom. My friend used to let me use her classroom. Principal approved it and everything at night. And everybody came in and sat down at the little tiny desk. And we started going over things. I know so much more now than I did back then. Anyway, what I do, because I know the law now, I'm going to update this. Because I want to take it to a new level. You have to get the document. I'll tell you the number. Here's my recording number from Lincoln County. Oh, recorder's name is on it. Yeah, she's on my Lewis Craig's will, two of them. I wonder if it was father and son or brothers. Same last name. It's in her family. You got the last name. It doesn't matter if they're on your branch or not. You got the last name. You got a seed in the tree, baby. Yeah, you got a seed in the tree. So, or you've got evidence. You got a leaf at one time or another. It's document number 0142732. And it was recorded on 2/8. Love that number, 8. It's infinity. 2013. We have great numbers this year. I love it. It's a numbers game. At 11:49 a.m. Get your stuff done in the morning. Then you have an a.m. on there. I am. There you go. Okay, now what I do is I get my document prepared. I would read this to you, but that'll be on another. That'll be one of my classes. You can get this. But what I did is I basically declared that the Federal Reserve note was worthless security under 165G, Title 26, United States Code. Follow the trails from there. It'll take you to 1016. And then go check yourself out. Look up 4975. That's a prohibited transaction. See, when you're dealing Federal Reserve notes, you are entering into a prohibited transaction because Article 1, Section 10 states, no state shall make anything but gold and silver coins. So see, you are actually being penalized because of your lack of knowledge. So, you're under the Baby Act. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you everything, okay? Because I want to. And the Lord wants you to know. I can't keep a secret. Don't want to. I want everybody to be here and I want everybody to play with. New day's coming. So, I will read you one paragraph. Be it known that had James D. Wilkes and Lillian M. Wilkes known in good faith of this remedy during their lifetimes, they not only would have redeemed every single paycheck they had ever received since the beginning of their employment, but would have also received all right, title, and interest to the inheritances, gifts, and other property of their ancestors. It's hard to put it in the paperwork. I consider this remedy being kept from me, my parents, to teach it to me, my grandparents, to teach my parents, and my school teachers, etc. To be a form of fraud by omission as evidenced by Section 30 of the Federal Reserve Act, omitted from the code. Just like the blind people have no way of knowing they're entitled to a United States note. You have to get the front part of the document. Order it. That'll send a message. Call them up on the phone. Say you want to order that document. Recorded by Cecilia Wilkes. That notice and demand. Yeah, won't cost you very much. You could even get a certified copy if you want. Sign on to me.